Yeah. What's up? It's good, popping, cracking, percolate. What's really good in the hood? It is your man Theo Butler. It's Monday. Ooh, it's Monday. It's Monday. It is Monday. That would be the day after Sunday. Fortunately, not fortunately. Hopefully, your day is going good. Your evening is going good. Yeah. If this is your first day of the week, going back to work, damn. If this is your second day going back to work because you started yesterday, double damn. Anyway, if you watched the Super Bowl, I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I hope you enjoyed it. That's what that is. That's what that is. Theo, did you watch the Super Bowl? The Steelers were not playing. I feel like I got to say that. The Steelers were not playing. Let me check this out and everything like that. What is going on, Kimoyo King, president of the Black Panther fan group? Yeah. What is going on, Kimoyo? What's going on? Y'all check out Kimoyo over there on TikTok. My brother is doing a lot with Kimoyo Customs. Kimoyo Customs. Yeah. Check that out. Y'all check that out. So we got one. I don't necessarily know if that's enough to have fun, but we got this video that we got lined up tonight. What if Atlantis and Wakanda and Atlantis went to war? Shout out to my friend Chat. But tonight, shout out to my friend Chat for the nice video. We're gonna make it do what it's gonna do. Now, let me just go ahead and say this. Let me set it up. Chat, y'all know who that is. I'm gonna tell you what Chat said. But then again, what Chat say ain't gonna necessarily be the truth. You sugar dig what a brother telling you. Yeah, what Chat say is gonna be what Chat say, and I understand what Chat saying. But we Black Panther fans. Yeah. It ain't necessarily a given that Chat is invested as we are. Yeah. And with Chat being who he is, Chat is relying on man to put stuff, woman, humans to put stuff to get them their information. Well, they're only gonna give you so much as information as they care for. What is going on? Juju Rose, my fellow devil dogs in the building. That's two. That's a crew, for I'm concerned. we ain't gonna stall nobody out. No, we gonna get on up in this thing. Why? Because we came in here for a good time, not to be confused. Did y'all hit that like button already? Because if you've been here by now, go and hit that like button. Go and subscribe. I think we at 1484. That's 16 away from 1500. I told my wife I believe we can get there by the end of the week. Amen. Let's go and dive off into this thing. So like I said, I'm the Rock With Me Nation, Black Panther fan group, Council of Wakanda, comic book fans. We're gonna jump off into this thing. Yeah. Let me see. What if the two most advanced civilizations on Earth didn't just clash? What if they went to war? On one side, Wakanda, and on the other side, Atlantis. That's interesting. Now, I'm gonna tell you why I'm saying it's interesting. Because if you ain't been keeping up with comic books, you really don't know how to answer this question. And what I mean when I say keeping up with comic books, I mean it's 2026. If you ain't been following since, I don't know, 2000s, 2010, you don't know the answer to this question. You might get it right, but you're not gonna know why. And then there's if you are the Black Panther MCU fan. Lord have mercy, Jesus. I'm so sorry for you. It's a safe space. It's a safe space. It is. You can be a Black Panther MCU fan. There's some opportunity for your knowledge to increase. That's all I'm gonna say. Because you're gonna give a totally wrong answer. And your reason is gonna be wrong too. So, and we don't want that. No, we believe sharing is caring. If you know us, grow us, and knowledge, as KRS one said, rule supreme over almost everything. Lies with money. So let's jump all into this thing. I'm gonna keep up with the notes before I officially get underway here. Let me see here. Shoot. Like I said, we got the Kimoyo King in the building. Thank you so much for pulling up. We got my fellow Devil Dog, Juju Rose, in the building. Yeah. So let's go ahead and start this thing on off, right? On one side, Wakanda, a land of vibranium, interstellar level technology, and warriors trained from birth. A land of vibranium, interstellar level technology. That's interstellar. Anybody know Atlantis got something going on out there? Intergalactic? No? Okay. And warriors trained from birth. Lord have mercy, they trained from birth. There's a whole bunch of them trained. It ain't just T'Challa. Oh no, Lord have mercy. It's a whole bunch of them trained from birth. Okay. All right. Then we got Atlantis, an empire older than recorded history. That's true. Them facts right there. Ruling the oceans with pressure-forged weapons, superhuman soldiers, and a king who rivals gods. That's what that is. That's true. That's what that is. This isn't just Black Panther versus Namor. This is land versus sea, technology versus nature, strategy versus raw force. And if this war ever happened, the surface world wouldn't survive it. This is true. Let me see here. Atlantis, right? We go back with Namor when he was with the invaders and everything, right? But then we used to read Conan the Barbarian, black and white comic books, everything. Yeah, color cover. Yeah, Conan. Atlantis been around for a minute. That's what that is. That's what that is. That's true. That's true. Wakanda been around for a minute too, though. Not as long as Atlantis. We're not going to say that, but there are some things there that bear notating, such as the Orisha and the Enid's initial run into Varney. Because Varney is what? Atlantean. Varney is Atlantean. Thank you, Miss Shirley Eden. Thank you so much for that. And his temple, if I'm not mistaken, while submerged underwater, it was. T'Challa did swim down there. He swam. He ain't had no mask on. He ain't had nothing on. He did. T'Challa swam. He sure did. My dog swam. He was breathing underwater. He was. And this would be the perfect time for folks to ask that question. Why do most Black superheroes have electrical abilities? Because a new cat. So some house or another, that's what I said. Some house or another, Varney's temple in Atlantis, he gets the wild idea to defile Wakanda, or I'm sorry, Africa. The Enid and the Orisha show up, everything like that, and where that battle took place, that would be where Wakanda lie. That would be where Wakanda lie. Okay. We speed up a few years. I got the outlaw Iron Fist in a relationship with the renegade Black Panther. People like, well, who is that? The outlaw Iron Fist would be Gale, Queen of Atlantis, in a relationship with the renegade Black Panther, i.e. Nahanda, who was the Queen of Wakanda. So got that. All right. I don't think Atlantis and Wakanda was beefing then. I damn sure don't think they was beefing then. No, I just don't. And then there would have been World War II. Remember I said Namor was part of the invaders? Yeah. I think he references him and Azuri fighting side by side. So Namor would have been fighting alongside T'Challa's grandfather. Yeah. Say, Theo, what you mean? I mean, I know what I done read in the comments. I'm just saying, when they keep writing stuff that predate other stuff, some stuff just don't make no damn sense. Which is when I go to my elder, Mr. Ray Smith. Who is not in the mindset that what we've seen from Namor and T'Challa is what's actually occurred between Namor and T'Challa. Y'all like, what are you saying? Well, if John Ridley can write what he write, and we believe, you believe, the characters believe that T'Challa been deceiving them, been one step ahead of them the whole damn time, or what's to say T'Challa and Namor ain't been working together the whole damn time? As in, nobody actually perished doing Avengers versus X-Men. That was a setup, a pump fake, if you will, just for folks not to know that secretly Wakanda and Atlantis are actually unified, which makes sense. No, that don't make sense to you. Atlantis being who they are, Wakanda being who they are. Both of those are estranged nations. And I don't think either one is a member of NATO. So watch where I go with this. So if the majority of the world was to take over Atlantis, we don't think they would use that to go after Wakanda. If the majority of the world could overrun Wakanda, we don't think they would use their technology to take over Atlantis. Doesn't it make sense for Wakanda and Atlantis to be unified so nobody tries them? Like if you swing on one, you swinging on the other. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that. Now, sit that off to the side. In essence, I don't believe they should be at odds, period. I don't. When you look at the relationships that are there between Atlantis and Wakanda, forget how Namor's been written, T'Challa's been written. It really doesn't make sense. But if it does make sense to you, if it does make sense that they be at war, let me make sure I keep up with these notes before I transition over. Before I transition on over, let me see where we're at. I don't want to be rude. I wasn't raised that way. See, all right. So let's say you don't view it that way. Let's say you do believe they would be at odds. Okay. That's cool. That's fine. The imagery that you got from the MCU, discard that. That's the best way I can say it. The imagery, the video, the memories, whatever you got from the MCU, discard that. No. We're not doing that. I can't do that. I can't. Because one, Atlantis and Taloka are not the same, so I can't even do that. There's no vibranium in Atlantis. No. It's been around for a minute. It predates Wakanda, yeah. But this whole vibranium thing, no. So that said, Atlantis doesn't have vibranium. Wakanda does, okay? Because they got some stuff in here. Because one of the things they say is about Atlantis flooding Wakanda. Remember when I said forget what you saw in the MCU? You saw Atlantis flood Wakanda with water balloons. That's what that was. In the comics, what we got is more flooding Wakanda with the Phoenix Force. What we don't have, we don't have Atlantis flooding Wakanda, nothing without the Phoenix Force. Nothing. Not nothing. No, nothing. Nothing. And Wakanda is inland. Like it's surrounded by other nations that are land. Like there is no coastal line to Wakanda. Like that, you would literally have to flood all of Africa. Once again, Atlantis, we ain't seen that type of technology. If you have, put it in the comment section. I ain't seen it. What I have seen though is this. Shout out to Jonathan Hickman. I have seen Atlantean warriors with air-breathing apparatuses pull up and delete Wakandan dictionary, dignitaries, dictionary, Lord have mercy, dignitaries. Right up, that right up, that right up, that right up. Pulled up the scene with the ceiling missing. Now, just like I got that, I also got, which is the damnedest thing to me. It's the damnedest thing to me. I ain't surprised. There's a story there that we ain't got. Because Wakanda has a navy. Damn all this being them being inland and everything like that, they got a navy. Like, we need to understand that, like, they got submarines. Like, I'm like, hold, time out. In Air Fleet, I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm picking up what you're putting down. But you got a whole ass navy. You inland, and your navy consists of vessels that can travel all the way down to Atlantis and eradicate anything with extreme prejudice. So, Theo, what you're saying? So, that whole advanced technology thing, yeah, that allowed them to go down to Atlantis from Wakanda, because the Atlanteans had home field advantage. Didn't matter. The Atlanteans had home field advantage, and nobody from Wakanda cared. Shout out to the High Tooth Zaraze. Shout out to Jonathan Hickman. Shout out to the New Avengers. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I know what you saw over there in the MCU. I do. My apologies for that. All I can tell you is that there was a lot of red in the water, and it wasn't necessarily coming from the Wakandans. That's all I can tell you. It was a lot of red in the water. Namor got there after T'Challa said it, because Namor be trying to be slick at the mouth. T'Challa said, you know what, man? Instead of being slick at the mouth with me, you might want to go check on your people. And what did Namor do to get revenge? Because he used the Phoenix Force. And for those that don't know why, because the X-Men were harboring Hope Summers. The Avengers felt like they needed to get Hope Summers to prevent the Phoenix Force from attaching itself to her. They assemble a team to destroy the Phoenix Force. All they do is wind up shattering the Phoenix Force into like 5. Yeah, the Phoenix 5. Damn, it's crazy. Shattering the Phoenix Force into 5. Cyclops, Emma Frost, Namor, Colossus, and his sister Magic. Yeah, that's what wound up happening. And that's what Namor used to flood Wakanda, the Phoenix Force. But now, when Wakanda went down there and put hands on Wakanda, put hands on Atlantis, they just went down there in subs. Wasn't no Phoenix Force. They might have said a prayer to bass before they went down there, but by and large, they just went down there with their military might, and Lord Jesus have mercy. And for Namor to get some get back, he wasn't able to get no get back with Atlantis. He didn't get no get back with Atlantis. He got his get back with the Black Order. Yeah, Atlantis ain't run through Wakanda. The Black Order ran through Wakanda after they did put hands on Namor too because he was trying to be slick. But it's just mind you, I didn't tell you Shorty led that thing down there, but she was in charge. T'Challa wasn't in charge of Wakanda at the time. King of the Dead. He didn't lead. He didn't plan that. He didn't lead that. No, that was his sister. So this we talking about T'Challa and no. You need to think about all of Wakanda. And I know what you saw in the MCU. There were no Doras down in Atlantis when Shuri led that invasion. No, that destruction. No, it was Hatuks. Wasn't no Jabari, unless the Jabari was a Hatu. So, if you ask me, Atlantis and T'Challa, I'm gonna say Atlantis is T'Challa. I'm crazy. Atlantis and Wakanda going to war. One, I don't think that's what that should be. But two, we low-key done seen this already. Atlantis does not have the technology to keep up with Wakanda. They don't. Anytime somebody can run you to fade on your home field, which is what they did, they went down there and ran them to fade. And I know some folks with Theo, Atlantis might not have expected retaliation. Why not? That goes. If you strike somebody, your king strikes somebody, and you ain't got no plan in place for retaliation, that speaks a lot to your military readiness. So yeah. Wakanda versus Atlantis in a war. Who I got? Well, ain't nobody ever accused Namor of being smarter than T'Challa. Nobody. Ain't nobody ever said that. Wakanda does have a whole intergalactic empire out there that all it takes for them to do is jump through a couple of wormholes and they right here. We ain't got that on Earth. We talking to Kree, we talking to Skrulls, we talking to Shi'ar. We talking that level of technology, and all of them bow to the intergalactic empire of Wakanda. That's what that is. That T'Challa runs all that. All that's Wakanda. Oh, Lord Jesus, have mercy. No. Then no. Theo, what about the Kraken? The Kraken was there when Shuri led the Hatu down there. I'm of the mindset one or two things happened. The Kraken got faded or the Kraken hid. What about Atuma? Same thing. Atuma either got faded or he hid. What about Namorita? She either got faded. Well, she's still around. She probably didn't agree with the nonsense. So let me see. S. Jaddy, Wakanda washing a lot of nations. Sure is. S. Jaddy say, not sure why anyone would be questioning Wakanda's ability to beat Atlantis in a war in the comics or the MCU. I would say in the MCU that both nations look like they got washed by the USA. Here's why, S. Jaddy. Some that read comics might not know. Are they reading Black Panther comics? See, like I said, part of the responsibility of this channel is letting folks know, regardless of who that person is. They might not know. They might not know. They be like, man, no. Because if nothing else, you better go holler at your peer, Jonathan Hickman. You better go. Because you might not believe what Theo say. I know you're not questioning what Jonathan Hickman wrote. You ain't finna do that. You ain't finna do that at all. Oh, that's because of Kugler. Lord, oh Lord. I was trying to go today without saying that name. I had almost made it too. I was trying to go today without saying that name. I do think there are quite more than a few people responsible for the whitewashing. And when I say whitewashing, I mean nerfing, mischaracterization, misrepresentation of T'Challa, Black Panther, Shuri, all things Wakanda, Hunter, the White Wolf, Queen Mother Ramunda, Scion, because I'm still trying to figure out. But yeah, so I could read to you what Chat GPT says, but by and large, Chat GPT is not a comic book fan, Black Panther fan per se. If you want to, by all means, feel free to fact check what I said to you. But as my brother Dara would say, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Considering the relationship between Atlantis and Wakanda as we know it, it does not make sense those two nations should be warring. They shouldn't. They should be allies. If the free world has NATO, Wakanda and Atlantis should be allies to offset that. That's what that should be. I'm not necessarily thinking they would be kicking the bobo with Latveria. Latveria would be over there on their own. But them two nations, yeah, especially when you consider the history that they share. There's Gale, there's Nahanda, there's Namor, there's Azuri. What's the beef? When would there have been time for beef? I ain't saying what you're saying. Let me keep up with these notes. What you got here, Kimoyo? Scion is trying. People don't get why we make a big deal out of that. Be like, they ain't substitute Alfred. Bruce wasn't just raised in no orphanage. No, you know who his mom and daddy was. Hell, you got Uncle Ben. We ain't say Uncle Ben was Uncle Steve, Uncle Tim, Uncle Rob, or nothing like that. No, it's Uncle Ben. I got Aunt May. I ain't got Aunt June. I ain't got Aunt April. I ain't got Aunt July. No. I got Aunt May. People want to act like that's a big deal. No, you ain't mess with nobody else stuff. Don't mess with my stuff. And just because somebody looked like me took the bait, because I be hearing stuff and everything like that. You say what you want to. We're not finna accept subpar writing when it comes to our favorite character, regardless of who the writer is. I did that enough in my lifetime. Now, you can continue to do it, but belittle those that are tired of doing it. You sound stupid. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. You sound stupid. No, I don't care. I'm telling you now, I don't care. I spent enough money in my lifetime to be like, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. If I can't get what I want, I keep my money to myself. I keep my money to myself. And telling other folks, encouraging other folk, that ain't toxic. That ain't toxic. That's telling my homeboy, my homegirl, don't go to KFC when they got better chicken at Popeyes. That's not me being toxic. That's me being a friend. That's like me telling you you should stay in a toxic relationship with somebody just because they got the same melanin. They ain't treating you right at all. Hey, bro. Hey, sis. They black. It's other black writers out there. It's other writers out there, period. Like, I ain't gonna do that. I'm out. Hit that like button if you still here and share the video. Woo, it's been a blast. Hopefully you continue to enjoy your week. To those that might still sort of kind of, I don't know, be angry. I don't know why you angry, but pray on that thing. Right. Today's a new day. Yeah, that is what that is. So yeah. Remember the late great Don Cornelius and Chadwick Boseman. I appreciate everybody for showing appreciate tongue tie. Appreciate everybody for showing up. Catch the replay. Juju, Kimoyo, S Jadix, thank y'all so much for pulling up and everything like that. In the meantime, in between time to the next time, in the late great Don Cornelius and Chadwick Boseman, I wish each and every last one of y'all peace.